Hi everyone, and welcome to Living Intuitively with Lisa. So today I'm doing something a little bit different. I am not only recording this using the Anchor app, but I'm also recording it on video so that I can put it up in visual form as well. Because one of the greatest parts of tarot is the visuals, are the cards, the colors, and the feelings that you get whenever you see the cards. And so I kind of felt that I was robbing you all of this experience if you weren't able to look at, say, your own cards or look them up on Google. And so with this visual offering, you not only can listen to your tarot pull for the week, but you can also see. And you can also see my face. So, let me know what you think about it all. You can still find me on Instagram and Twitter. The handle is Intuition Living for both Instagram and Twitter. And then maybe sometime soon I'll have a YouTube or Facebook group, or I'll just put these videos on Instagram. I haven't quite decided what the format is going to be. So, like I've always been doing, I wanted to kind of chit-chat and have a moment to catch up on my life. Everybody's life right now. And we all know, if you're listening to this podcast in real time, you know that this time has been, I'm struggling to find the word for it because there is no one word for it. I mean, words have been thrown around with fear and anxiety and worry, but I've been making an effort lately to avoid all of those words and just sit in transition or transformation or awakening, all of these kinds of words, so that I can take my anxiety and my worry and my stress and turn it into something I can learn from. So I'd like to just say this is a learning experience amongst it all. So I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody's families are doing well throughout this time. And I hope that you're doing well physically and mentally and spiritually. And I hope you're able to tap into the practices that you've been holding and learning and use them. Use these teachings, because these teachings are so important right now. So before we get started on the reading, let's take a moment, wherever you are, whether you can close your eyes or not, and just breathe. Breathe into this moment and know that everything that you've learned up till now and everything that you'll learn in the future has prepared you and will prepare you for anything that comes up. Let's change the narrative from fear and stress and anxiety and worry to transformation and transition and awakening. This period of time is awakening something deep within. And when you awaken what's deep within, you also awaken the shadows. So let's breathe into those shadows. Let's not hide from them. Let's not lead with them. Let's just breathe into them. Breathe love and compassion into those shadows. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. One more time. Inhale. Long breath out. Exhale. All right, so let's go ahead and pull a card for this week. This week is starting on March 29th, going into April, first week of April. I'm sorry, I don't have a calendar in front of me, so I don't actually know when when the week ends. So it looks like, what is today? All right, so we're going to be pulling a card from March 29th through April 5th. Oh, and that reminds me, I will talk about it more on the next tarot pull episode, but there will be a Living Intuitively with Elisa podcast with a guest coming out on April 9th, so look out for that. All right, so I'm going to start shuffling the cards, and while I'm shuffling the cards, I'm going to ask the universe, source, our spirit guides, our inner wisdom, ourselves, the cards, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to ask, what advice does it have for all of us listening to this podcast or watching the video? What advice does it have for all of us? And what I mean by what advice is, what should we focus on? What should we put our energy towards and work towards? I like to use the word advice because I'm a very practical person. I like concrete things that I can work on. So advice was the first thing that came to mind that really stuck when I was starting to pull cards for myself. Daily, weekly, monthly. What advice does the universe have? That just sounded so general, but also so specific. But it's really, what do I need to focus on throughout all of this time for this week, using the tarot cards? All right, so I'm going to start shuffling with this question in mind. And like always, shuffling until I feel a moment when it just feels like it's done. And then I'm going to feel along the sides of the cards until I feel a card that feels just right for us at this time. And for some reason, I'm feeling the mood to shuffle it one more time. Sometimes that happens. Alright, yeah, that felt right to do. Alright, so the card for this week is the Seven of Wands in reverse. And in reverse, if you've been listening to this podcast or if you've been following me on social media, I have been told that I am the queen of reversals at this time. And all jokes aside, I have been pulling a lot of reversals, not only for the community, but also for myself. So it's very interesting that I'm pulling, yet again, another reversal. So in this case, I'm pulling the Seven of Wands in reverse. Upright, I'm going to describe the card for anybody listening. So in this card, you see a person defending themselves or their land or their, an unseen community, whatever it is, defending against other people who are also holding sticks. So it looks like he's on the top of this cliff or this raised area, and he's got a stick, and he's ready to fight all the people below who look like they're pointing their sticks at that person. So it's very much of a battle card. It's very much of a defensive, but ready to fight. And it's a very strong feeling of like, no one just goes after a fight for no reason. This person is prepared. This person is ready to face whatever it is in front of them. However, I pulled it in reverse. So this is a signifier that you're not ready. You're not ready for action. You're not ready to fight. But you're overwhelmed by all of the action that's ahead of you. Maybe you're blind to all of the attacks, but you know that they're there. So just because something is hidden doesn't mean that they're not there and that you're not aware of it. It just might mean that you don't have the whole story. So if I were to offer any advice based on this card, since I did pull this card with the intention or the question, what advice does the universe have? I would say mentally flip this card upside down. Get in the mindset that you're ready to tackle anything that's ahead of you. And identify all of these sources of opposition. Whether it's within yourself, with your community, with your family and friends, maybe it's the media, maybe you've been listening to the news a lot, maybe you feel like you're being attacked. Identify the sources of them, identify how you feel when you're being attacked or when you feel like you're being attacked, and bring them out. So a lot of the themes that have been coming up lately have been bringing out the shadow. This whole time with all the things that are going on, in our society, in the world, it's revealing a lot of our shadows. And so the themes that I've been working with lately, and especially with tarot, highlighting these themes, have been identifying the shadows, and by identifying them, you can then begin to work with them. Maybe it's a shadow that isn't quite as scary as you thought it was. Maybe just by highlighting it and shining a light on it, they become not as scary anymore. Or maybe it's a shadow that once you shine your light on it, you can finally get through it instead of hiding it. You can put a lot of pressure on yourself by trying to hide these shadows. So bring the themes of this card from the reverse to the upright. Bring out your shadows and determine why you want to be so defensive. And in this way, you can bring out the action in a healthy way. It's okay to get defensive and want to fight. That's how things get done. But what we want to do is we want to work towards bringing out this energy, this defensive and strong energy in a healthy way. So the 7 of Wands in reverse. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it resonates with you. You can reach me at Intuition Living on Instagram and Twitter. And again, look for any recent updates, any new updates with the new episode with a guest. I will announce the guest very soon. I'm really excited about that. I hope you have a great week ahead. Stay tuned for more. Bye.